Alrighty, there we go. That seemed to help out a lot, actually. Took us a while to get there, but we finally got everything more or less working with L-Stream, I believe. Yeah, seems like we've still got decent connection for now. Just keep me posted if anything does go awry. But welcome back, you guys. A few technical difficulties there. Had to ultimately reset some equipment, which is sometimes the way it goes. But, you know, rather that than something be horribly and catastrophically wrong. So Blake here for a little regret. And with that, there's only a little bit to regret since we just had that slight delay. But outside of that, we can just get right back into the racing. So we missed that first 310 slot, but that's okay because I really just want to focus on getting the car qualified for right now. With that said, I know the 650 is going to be one of the hotter cars to choose. And I guess our benchmark should be in the 110s, because the high 108 seem like that's going to be top of the world right about now. Way better. Much smoother. Nice. Good to see. Good to see. Great to see you coming back, Jack. Hope your Tuesday's off to a good start. Yeah, and now it seems like everything's kind of up to pace. So now I can finally just start to dissect my complete skill issue with this track. But that's fine. This is one that I really ought to learn anyhow. So I think that doing a few race Bs is going to help us out. Okay. So you definitely don't want to kill the brakes there, but you can get a pretty good amount of stopping done. And right now we're just getting acclimated to the course, figuring it all out. Okay, yeah, and once you kind of get up to the tunnel, it's pretty easy. Though I'm sure you'll have to be mindful about running too wide up through here. It's not going to be too difficult to navigate it all on its own. Even a slight lift is going to get the car nice and settled. Try and break the 200 marker. And that seems like that's early, so we can go ahead and break a little bit later there. So if I had to imagine, this will probably be like a 113 right here. A+ road, right? Or A+ rated. Yes, yes. Recently, I am A+ rated now. I was at some point before, but it's been a while since I've been back up here. I haven't been doing quite as much as I could be to really keep my rating where it ought to be. So the goal now is just to keep it here and not have too many stupid races to bring it right back down. And I like to not really care about using the meta car or whatever, but it's a necessity, honestly, sometimes. Because the BOP is very favorable to some of the stronger cars in the meta. Alright, so that's going to put us down in the mid-11s now, but we can, like we said, we really need to get it down to the 10s if we can help it. Let's see. Going to suggest a car, but things in the way. But never mind, probably going to go with the meta. Yeah, probably for today. I know that Cyrus likes to do the anti-meta guide and stuff. Instead. But for now, I'll just stick with this. Figure it out. I do like the 650S a lot anyway, just purely from a driving perspective anyhow, so no problem staying with it. Go ahead and reset the lap because it's going to influence the next one since we missed the penalty zone already. see. Using the vet for race C and getting say you were using the vet for race C and you got multiple top fives, but race C is going to be like the Genesis, AMG, and the GTR. Yeah, I actually did. Do you remember that time trial that they ran? I think it was a little over a week ago. Obviously, they ran them all for 2 weeks, but I think it ended like a little over a week ago. I had a pretty good time in the Corvette, actually. That's kind of my main Group 3 car. That's what I'm running for manufacturers is Corvette or Chevy. And I like what I can definitely do with that car. It's close in terms of that level of pace. It's just not as easy to drive as the Genesis or the AMG. But I think it's more characterful, and especially when you can tune it, that's when it makes a difference. Especially when you can tune it. And it's certainly not weak there either. Let's see. I'll probably go ahead and get entered for this race after a couple more laps. We are close to where we want to be with the times. I do want to see if I can get down just that next little second, though. It's funny. It's very pushy there on the brakes. I think that's just a skill issue thing. I think that my braking is not as good as it could be. But it feels like it's really not trying to budge. Part of that could just be down to the tire grip itself, but... I think that's exactly what it is. Track limits there. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. The car just doesn't want to respond all that much. So you just gotta roll with it. Which makes sense, we're on the hard tires, so it actually does make the Group 4 cars a lot more fun to drive if you ask me, because you really have to bring them into their window rather than just, oh, traction's everywhere. I'm surprised I did not get damage or a penalty off of that hit. I wonder. I'm going to try running the brake balance a little bit further back and see if that helps anything. But the biggest thing is I need to just get better at driving and take that corner a little bit easier until I can get it scienced out. That's what I'm going to try and start doing for now. Just science it out. Okay, that was a little bit of an exceptional circumstance because of where I was placing the car on the curb, but it felt like it was really responding a lot more on brakes. So yeah, a little lift goes a long way here, it seems like. One second. So yeah, you have to brake earlier there. There's no two ways around it. So in race C, oh okay, you're pitting top 4 on racing mediums going to lap 5. Are you pitting lap 4 on racing mediums going to lap 5, and then the rest was on softs? I'm guessing it's probably a 10-lap race, too. Race C, bet you're running -2 brakes, but you probably want it to be somewhere else. I tend to like that car around like +1 or +2 if I'm going for pace, and sometimes even a little bit further back for tire wear. But I think that one really just depends, so... I'll go ahead and just get entered. I don't know. I feel very weird. I feel like we can do better on times here, but also I'm probably thinking about it too much. Just try and rein it in a little bit, and then we'll move over to race C. See what this one feels like, though, just from a perspective of running it purely. Because, I mean, we've got a good car. We know the flow of the track. We just need to get turn 1 a lot better. And I think everything else will fall into place, and we can just racecraft the rest of it. We're probably not going to be starting from a great position, but realistically, I would rather kind of be mid, back of the pack if I'm not super confident, which right now, not super confident. Tire's not an issue for race C, for you at least. Okay. Try and make them last then. Or try and make the softs last then, I guess. I mean, if it's really not an issue, I'll try and even just try and get as many laps on the softs as I can. Probably better to start on the mediums while you're in the pack, like you said, and then go over to the softs when everything spaces out a little bit. I might do my first attempt starting on the softs to see physically how long I can get them to go. Either that, or I'll just take the same strategy that you recommended. Okay, so I actually don't think we're going to be starting as far down as I had initially thought we would. So it looks like we're going to be P8, is that correct? 3, 6, yeah, 8. So out of 16. Dead in the middle of the pack. A few cars we're definitely going to need to pass. But we should have the wherewithal to do so. Veyron at the front is very interesting. The main thing I think is that people are probably going to be running hard in the back half of the track and trying to really shut doors, close up space. At any rate, my whole goal here is just to not mess up anyone else's race, not mess up my own race. And just generally keep it buttoned up. We're definitely going to be starting right in the middle of the pack, so we're just going to be kind of relying on everyone else to figure out T1 and playing it safe. And then from there we'll kind of gauge the grip. But that's easily the fastest corner that we're going to have here. Your braking zone's kind of in 1. Like, your braking zone for 2 is in the middle of turn 1. So having your settings right is really important. So yeah, our goal is to probably try and get a top 5 out of this. I'd say we can go even further, great, but if not, then I'm not going to worry about it too much. Seems like having a clean race might be the whole thing here. And if that's the case, if people are going to be unclean, then that's not exactly ideal, but we'll live. We'll live by the sword of being clean. Anyways, let's lock into the pocket. And this one's 6 laps on its own. They're early on the brakes, but that's not their fault. They did what they needed to do to be safe. I didn't. I gave him room. Okay, we might have a run here. They're going to defend inside. That's us up one positions. That's good. It's always positive. Just barely held it together. Definitely went too deep on the brakes. Hit from behind. I saw that one kind of pinball. No harm, no foul. Just slight cock up. Ferrari's gonna go for it. But we are in the top 5, so that's a positive. That is a positive. I wouldn't say we're making it look any easier than it is, but hey, we're here. Right behind the OF Sylvia. I think I was a little bit slow there, but that's okay. We weren't, like, severely off. Track limits, potentially? No, track limits are weird here. Yep. It's all white lines. So that sucks. That's going to hurt us a lot in the long run. We're putting it on good authority, but 1 second penalty, not helping anybody. Did we just keep the position? Maybe, maybe not. Just barely. Just barely. I'll take what I can get. So we're gonna have to fight for it now. We're already 2 seconds off the next car. Where was third there? I clicked third and got nothing. I don't know if I tried it too early, but damn. I guess this track is tripping up a lot of people. I'm not alone here. Yeah, I'm clearly slower than the cars behind there. Kinda doesn't matter, but whatever. My thing is, I also know there's so much of this I can clean up. So much. So this is an interesting one. Very easy to get caught out by circumstances and just by, like, people checking up. So, definitely want to watch out for, but I think also one I can stand to learn a lot from. And dang if this car does not behave itself well. Alright, going into the final lap. That was a good one, 11.2. Like that. Almost went track limits there. That's the one issue I'm having with this car, is that it's actually a lot more pushy than I'm expecting. That's probably because I'm just not driving it appropriately on the tire. Ooh-wee. Speak of the devil. So yeah, all things considered though, that was a good race. I really can't complain about that in any way, shape, or form. Especially being able to hold that position after that 1 second penalty, because I really thought I was done for. I think if that Sylvia was looking a little bit harder, it would have been a done deal. I could have gotten freight train too. But I think stating intentions early and just trying to really hold on as best we could was really the best thing to do. So you're able to just force them to go outside. No, force is a very strong word. I feel like they could have snuck up on the bottom if they really wanted it. Much needed water. Huh, this is... It's a shame. I'm going to have to break all this down soon, but this is actually a really nice setup. Something to remember. So I did lose some ranking from that one. That's unfortunate, but I think that we did the most we could with the race that we had. So nothing to be ashamed of there. That track limits penalty maybe prevented us from fighting for the podium. That's about it. Thank you, Jack. Yeah. That one was good, but it's also very frustrating in and of itself. Very, very frustrating. But yeah, I am absolutely down to use a Corvette here. It is one of my go-tos, like I said. I wish we could do the qualifying time trials with tire wear on so we could practice it. But no dice. So what we'll do for now is just try and get a lap in. See if it's competitive, and then go from there. But yeah, this should be a good car. Corvette's shown a lot of promise. A lot of people have been asking, like, how do you use the Corvette? I'm like, it's really easy, especially when you get to be able to tune it. It's just, the car works. The car is very intuitive. If you know when it's going to break traction, it's very easy to either roll with it or just keep it from breaking traction. Short shifting both helps and hurts, but you can use it to your advantage. And it just takes a lot of discipline with your right foot. And I think that's what I've gotten from driving it, though I need a little bit more discipline with my left foot now. So we'll see what we can do. And of course, Fitzy with another 59.9 because he's an animal. Fitzy, if you're here, you're an animal. I just want you to know that. I'll try and beat Peepo's time, the 2017 on the soft tire. I think that's doable. I think we can do that. I got this car into the high 2 minutes on the time trial. And this should be similar conditions. Besides, I'm pretty sure that even though Fitzy drives a lot of meta cars now, he's probably the one who taught me to just stick to what you like. Not do things like that, but you know, stick to what you like. And the money will come just through familiarity. Probably just avoid 6th altogether there. Shift as suggested. So one of the toughest places for me is to hold the traction there. That is a nice thing, so we're probably going to be afforded some very light wall grazes too. Before it gives us 1.5s. It's a bit slow. Jeez, I'm driving it like it was iRacing. Okay, so penalty line is down here. Good to know. He said Mullet had a 2 minutes in the vet, A+ rated as well. I think we can do it. We can do it, though I don't know if we'll beat the time outright. But I think we can get into the 2s. If I'm driving like this, then maybe not. But I think that's all small changes to make that happen. Yeah, because the car's still steady on braking, so I'll keep it right where it is. Alright, let's get a real lap together. And that was still a better... Well, actually, that should come as no surprise. I got loose there. So just not getting loose obviously is going to yield a better exit. Keep it in 5th here. Bring it up to the access road on the right, get on the brakes. Yeah, it's the little things. It's the little things, as I try not to crash it. Yep, I know my webcam just fell down. And finish this lap and then grab it. Here we go, that was the exit that we needed out of there too. Good enough. Okay, so we need to have some serious gains. 8 to 9 seconds at least. So yeah, there's just some places where I was a little bit too soft on that last lap. But that's really about it. Penalty line is the worst possible place. Complete momentum killer. Yeah. Yeah, so every penalty you get is super, super crucial. So you really can't afford to even take them. Whereas on that last race you saw, even though I had a 1 second, I was able to get away with it. So it was a short straight. Completely lost the car there. Get to see the black back end of the Corvette. So yeah, it really does need that little lift. Helps keep it balanced, but when you get those done, it's pretty good. So I did lose some time down there after Skyline, so it's good to know. And the car is really good on that exit too. It's really gathered up. I think the downhill is encouraging it to understeer a little bit, so you even get, when it starts to skate, it doesn't get away from you very well. So yeah, we cannot afford penalties. So it's definitely a scruffy lap. We still closed up the gap quite a bit, which means there's more time to find. If we look at the optimal, it's saying we're at least 4 tenths quicker. 5 tenths quicker now. I think the biggest issue for me is being consistent here. If I can get that down, I think we can get something together. Had too much gas in it. Too much gas, too much steering. It wasn't like I got in it too quickly, it was just I had too much late. So when I came over that crest, it was already ready to go. Yeah, and like even with that really sloppy run up the hill, still close up almost all of that time, which is ridiculous. And then I tagged the wall, of course. Crap. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So trail braking is my issue. That's what I need to do a better job of. If I can just get that good initial brake input and then trail off nicely, that's what the car's waiting for. That was a big lift there. Lost some time. That was not perfect, but it was still better than the previous best I had. I overslowed it, and then I spun it. I can brake a lot deeper into the elbow than I think I can. So let me just go ahead and get myself ready. I also know I'm being a bit of a tryhard, but I know that I can do better than 2027. Definitely left some time there too. Still good though. Far from perfect, still good. I think it was better than the previous lap I was on. My ball is coming down here. So I'll take what I can get. Yeah. This feels like it's going to be a 201 right here. Oh, yeah, and it's turning in now because I finally figured out how to use the brakes. Funny about that. Funny about that. Do we still have time to enter this race? Because I think I'm happy with the qualifying time. I'm not ready, but I'm happy with the qualifying time. Just barely. We have 3 minutes. We'll see if the race is going to be fun / worth it. We're only going to have 1 lap to try and really improve. Alright, yeah, I don't even know if we're gonna have that much time. Yeah. So I think it's gonna be just shy. Yeah. We're on the wrong tire anyway, so forget it. Thank you much. Appreciate it. We're probably just gonna waffle on for a bit now, and I realized I was on the wrong tire choice. I mean, I guess I could still use this opportunity to just figure out the car, see how it feels on the mediums. No, it's not going to be able to finish a lap. We'll see where we're at in the pack, though. So yeah, I was just driving like I was on the softs. That was not the move. It was not the move. That was a very, very small penalty for me going a little too wide at the cutting. But still one of those is going to hurt a ton. Probably cost you about a second or more, even though it's only 0.5. Car's still very controllable on mediums, just not as much ultimate peak grip. You can still toss it around in very much the same way. There's a difference between the hards and the mediums is very different. And you're feeling that difference in peak grip the most at the rear end of this thing. All right. Okay, so we put it second. Expected a little different, but hey, take what we can get and all that. If we can keep the pace, we might be able to just walk away from everyone, first place and myself. I expect it to not necessarily be so easy, but hey. You never know until you try. Never know until you try. So we have Lorna starting from 12th. I call that out. Fellow TCRT member, good friend Fitzy, runs with TCRT, and he is a beast, as I mentioned. So yeah, I think I'll stick with the strategy that you mentioned. 4 on the mediums, and then 6 on the softs. Almost at hearts. And yeah, just let it ride. Let it ride. And the whole goal here is just to maintain position. Passing is not going to be easy in any case. And we'll see how we're going to be ending up on fuel, but I'd imagine that this rate probably not going to be a fuel race either. Just a mandatory tire change. Well, let's get after it. Well, that's a good start. Yeah, fuel's still quoting us over 20, so. Definitely did not give me very much room there. And yeah, I was definitely a bit ill-informed on trying to make that move, but I had to try it, yeah. Ended up losing more than I wanted to, but hey, we're not out of the fight. Still in the slipstream as well. P4 is still with us, but we're slightly checking out. Yeah, that little wiggle cost us quite a bit. Got loose there. Was not expecting that. And a little bit of slipstream, got to go a long, long way. We got the position back finally. It took long enough. Which, it's funny, I shouldn't even be talking about getting positions back at Bathurst. That's an anomaly in itself. Listen to me. I sound like a crazy person. But still, great work to get it. Great work to get it. Not too bad. Strategy is key here. Gotcha. Pull this guy along with me a little bit. Dump him on the exit. Try and catch up. I wonder if they're on the softs up ahead. Could be. The only other thing is I hope I don't really fall back into the pack when I pit. Because that could be a killer. Try and get on the quicker tires right away though. That was a little bit gregarious. Held it together. Barely. Alright, okay. I'm content bringing it into the pits. Alright, I think we definitely made some time on pit entry there. We might have gotten a 3 seconds. Depending on how stringent the pit limits are, we might have gotten a 3 seconds. I don't really know. The good news is we're actually falling back a bit further, which is helpful for us. That way we get more clean air. Go, go, go! Get the heck out of there! Nope, penalty free on both ends. Looks like the race is between me and the guy behind. Just gotta be careful. One mistake could really ruin our chances at a good race. We are catching the cars in front, so that's good. I'm gonna keep on it though. Say good job. That's all I can read right now, so thank you, I appreciate that. Someone on the soft tires coming on. This thing is actually really sedate when you short shift it. I usually expect it to be a bit more problematic. As long as you're not foot to the floor, it seems like it's quite content with it. Yeah, I expected us to come out really like in the traffic. Thankfully, that was not the case. Need to be more careful. Ah, goodness. Wide, wide, wide. Hopefully the car's got good traction. That was wide. Wider than we needed it to be. All I really need to do is just press these guys. You don't need to necessarily make miracles happen. Our goal here is just to keep the podium fight going. I think we are net leading the race. We are net leading, but our goal is just to keep the podium hunt alive. Because P8 is not relenting. We're right in the same little area here. We need to keep it together. P1's in the pits. Everybody's going in the pits. Except for the new leader, WW. Oh, okay. I actually thought that gap was going to be bigger. So I was right. That's correct, I was wrong. We are not net leading the race. But they're on the mediums now. It's effectively our race to lose. I mean, it's not, but it is. They keep doing stuff like that, it is. We can get the slipstream and try and drive on by him at some stage. I hate that curve up there right before Skyline. Thing launches you in iRacing. Here it's not so aggressive, but still. I really want to be careful of it. We're not quite there in terms of slipstream, and we need it. I mean, we had the pace when they were on the medium, and when they were on the softs, and we were on the medium, so I think that we can make something happen. But just gotta keep going. Race ain't over yet. Just force a mistake here or something. I don't know. Yeah, because we're still in the slip, so let's make something happen. That Genesis behind us. He's on a tear. That little flick. That's why I like the Corvette. If I stay held up behind this guy too long, that will spell disaster for our race. Ah, okay. Yeah, I don't think we make the move here unless they give it to us. Are you kidding me right now? I tried to avoid because he wasn't ghosting yet, and then I... Goodness. Freaking kidding me. Well, Podium Hunt's still alive. That's all that matters. Podium Hunt's still alive. But that rejoin was heinous. I know that, like... It ghosted, so no harm, no foul, but, like, still heinous. Like, try to drive me all the way down the track. No comment. Also, Black Storm is on a charge. And I expect nothing less. Black Storm's a great driver. Slow. Yep, and they got a penalty somewhere along the way. Just saw that gap just shoot up. Well, let's just get this last one home. No spincidents. Yeah, could have been worse. Started P2, finished P2. And the thing is, I don't think the guy behind, like, definitely questionable driving, but I would not say dirty driving. Not in the slightest, because they could have done so much more to just completely ruin my race if they wanted to. Yeah, it was a good. Said making up ground, Chris. Traveling down the road, flirting with disaster, got the pedal to the floor, my laps keep running faster. Yep. Still a good race, though. Still cannot complain about that in the least. Sure, we gained, and I'm sure that we had a... You know, we had a positive result out of all of that. If we hadn't gotten run completely off at the chase, you know, I think we would have still had some fight in it. And I also was kind of watching that rejoin, but yeah, is what it is. Thank you, Jack. Trying my hardest with that one. But it bees what it bees. And dang it all, if this is not giving me like secondhand ick. He's like, no fault of my own. Completely just shot my chance at a win there through no fault of my own. The only other thing I could have done was just back and then let him run it off. But what ultimately happened is he took the inside, and I couldn't turn in, and then he didn't make the corner. To be fair, I don't think I would have made the corner either. You know, if I'm just being 100% honest, I really don't. But it was a good time. I can't be mad at it. I'd love to check that one out in a little bit more detail. Hasty on my end, but it's all good. It bees what it bees. Yeah, Bathurst is a super hard track. Sorry, I missed a couple more chat messages. I should probably have a thing where it just like dings or something whenever the chat box updates. Have you ever watched that thing where they took a sim driver and put it in a real Formula 1? I think I've seen like Driver 61, Scott Manzel's channel. I believe he did something to that effect before, where they he used to work like for one of those driver experiences things, and yeah. And he put some sim racers in an F1 car to see how they would go. I don't think I could handle that. But I do want to get my butt back into a real race car one of these days. I actually titled the stream kind of aptly because I'm going back to the West Coast in a week to go work on my drag racing car. But drag racing ain't circuit racing, and circuit racing ain't sim racing. They're all a little bit different. So you gotta figure it out. And thank you. I really appreciate that. I've worked very hard to become a good driver, and it really does take a lot of time. A lot of time. So I have put a lot of hours on GT7 and GT Sport, so it kind of pans out that way. Let's see. 6:30 now. I think we will do... I think I'm just going to do 2 more race Bs, and then we're going to call it a stream, because I really do want to learn this track better. I really do. It's killing me just a little bit. So I'm going to try and get it figured out, and then I think we'll go ahead and pick up from there. But I want to get my qualifying time better as well. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Yeah, the G-forces, yeah, to say the least. Like, I've done some high-performance driver education and some road racing stuff with a buddy of mine who has some SCCA pedigree, and that is a butt kicker for me. It kicks my butt. I am... And that's just like in standard road cars with slick tires and tuned suspension and stuff. So I can only imagine with like a purpose-built race car, like even something like a prototype, for instance, or like a radical, like those things can generate tons and tons of G. And so you take a Formula One car, you can pretty much double or even triple that. And it's just nuts. I remember there was one clip where one guy who actually did that, he was like talking about his experience. I think it was on VinWiki. He's like, "Nah, I'm going down the straight, I've got a bunch of speed, and I'm ready this time." And I hammer the brake, and the face goes, or something crazy like that. And it just slammed him forward, and then he like goes in for the debrief, and the engineer's like, "Great job, you hit 40% brake pressure." So, yeah, pretty wild. 11.6 was my best here. I said I wanted to get into the 10s. Qualifying time seemed like low 10s would be a pretty good place to be, and 108, high 108s, excuse me, are where the class of the field are at. I am on Twitch as well. Same username, little_regret. I'm currently streaming right now over there too. You're probably seeing all the chat messages popping up and being like, "What the heck is that?" That is what's going on. I am multi-streaming right now. So YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook all live currently. Not always on Facebook. Not always on YouTube. Very often on Twitch. And by very often, I mean whenever I get the chance to stream. So hopefully that'll be more in the coming days, but I can't really make any promises until I am situated. Very mobile job. Alright, time to figure this out again. You'll notice I'm not jumping straight into the next races because I really want to like give myself time to acclimate and learn what I'm doing as well. Because these are all new races for me and I want to get the practice. Really want to get the practice. These hard tires. It's the hard tires. They're not killing me, but they're definitely just like every time I think I got the grip, I do not have as much grip as I thought. Thank you so much for the sub, Chris. I appreciate you. Means a lot. I'm not sure why my alert box is not doing alert box things, but I can finally see the chat. I can finally see you guys, and I am very, very grateful for it. Hopefully you'll stick around for more streams, more content, and more of the videos I post, which, yeah, mostly just clips from what's going on with the streams, things going on with the meta, and just tips and tricks to survive when it comes to the ranked portions of Gran Turismo. Though I am trying to get back more into just like doing some casual streams and endurance races and just having fun on the single player side as well. Because being sweaty is great, but when your internet wants to not cooperate like mine today, earlier, Jack, you remember that, that's a little bit better for it. 11.7. Let's make some improvements. Oh, dang. I really misjudged that one. I keep misjudging it, as a matter of fact. You know what that tells me? I'm talking too much. I'm not focusing enough on driving. So let me get back to that. So we already picked up 4/10 there. Oh, I think that's track limits. That is for sure track limits. I tried it. What's up, IB? Good to see you, buddy. Buddy. Let's try and put something together. I know we can get a 10, but it's not going to be particularly easy. Track limits? Question mark? Let's see. A little bit of a late lift there, but we kept it on track. And we are up. So, let's see what we can do with it. Upshift to the third a little early. We'll live, but I mean, you know, there's more time in it. There's more rotation in it, certainly. Yee. 110.6. Not bad. Yo. I misread that E for that O for an E. Okay. So we got the 110 that we were looking for. I'm gonna go ahead and enter for the 510 or 450. My bad, because it just opened. I do want to improve some more, so I intend to improve some more. We should still have a good 15 minutes to do it. We're going to see what it does. And what it do. I was basing it off the 4:30 time. There we go. So yeah, we're gonna try and get a couple more of these. Racy was good. It was a good race, but I can tell it's gonna be an ass kicker. I liked it. It was fun. But it was just one of those where it felt like I wasn't really in control of the outcome. I don't know if you've gotten on GT7 at all this week, IB, but Race C essentially is the Bathurst for 10 laps. Of course, fresh off the heels of the B12 a couple weekends ago. And it just reminded me of all the crashes that we had this past weekend in the virtual. Couldn't help it. And I got ran off the road by an AMG. Trying to make a pass for a second. Or, no, pass for the lead, excuse me. Focus more so I don't have stupid accents like I did at turn 2. If I could get the car to tuck more there, I would definitely try and keep it further to the right. But it seems like there's not much doing there. And the cars still have good traction as well. Good rear traction, I should say. So I guess I was still a little too slow in the first turn. So I think I should have made up more time there. Because I got like 5/10 on the back. There should have been so much more available. 4/10. Yeah, there's some time. Feels like there's downshift protection now. I don't know if that's true, but if it is, I hate it. Okay, that was still close to our PB. Completely dropped it. You know what would be better than this? 570S GT4. I guarantee it. Nothing against this, still a great car, but... There we go. That's track limits. If I tested it, I went for it. Quick break. Said DK. Not quite. Not quite. If I kept the momentum in it, maybe. That would have been nice. The funny part is I know that this thing can go so much quicker. I know it can. It's just the nut behind the wheel that needs to be tightened. It's just me. I'm trying to think about where specific... You know, I'm going to load a ghost. What, who am I kidding? It only saves them if they're top 10, right? If they were top 10 at some point. It's interesting to think that there has been a NSX up there. 650. We'll go with Drifter's lap. Drifter's a good guy. I know what to expect, at least. Alright then, let's make our way back down. I try to get my braking done right as I'm on the apex of 1 and let it run out for 2. But clearly, if I'm not doing it well, then that's the problem that you end up with. I also realized they're in a Citroen. Not that it should matter. I mean, most of the technique is going to carry over anyhow, but the car's going to drive a little different. So actually slightly softer entry there is going to make a lot of difference in terms of just getting the car to set. But you can also tell it's slower on the way out. You can tell the Citroen is showing some very different behavior. I'm not sure if it's purely skill issue, if it's just a little bit of car as well. But I mean, 650 seems like it's the hottest, so I'd imagine it's more of the former than the latter. Dang, just 1/100th off. There we go, that's more like it. If I carry the brakes deeper there, it might actually help some. I'm just barely dragging them. That was beautiful. So this is going to be a 110 and 2. 291. All right. Take what I can get there. If you kind of separate that into 2 different braking zones instead of having to be one long connected brake, it seems like the car likes that a lot more. So it allows the tires to grip back up. And then I ruined that lap. But that's good to know. I feel like I learned something today. I just want to have a net positive race here, really. So I think we're going to be down to our last 2 of the stream, last 2 races. We're going to just keep them both right here. Try and get it figured out. I'm loving it. Let me find a way to fasten this somehow. I guess that's old That'll be what I do for the moment. Nope. Worst case, I'll just turn this off. I think if it has good traction, it's fine, but much like me, I'm working a bit too hard. Anyways, that's going to start us P7 this time. We only moved up a little bit despite having a significantly better time. We improved by about 1.3, pretty much. Though the other thing is that we can tell there's a lot more A and A plus drivers in this one, whereas the first race of the stream was like kind of a mix of A's and B's. I think I was the only A plus in there. Lol. What are you up to today, IB? What is Tuesday looking like for you? Gonna do any iRacing later? Chillin' at work? Also hope this guy in 8th doesn't live up to his safety rating. Excuse me. All right. So we're not far off the pace either. We're 7/10 off the lead car. Let's make it count. In our silver and blue McLaren. Should have plenty of competition to contend with. I shall get me some. I shall. I feel a lot more confident going into this one than I did the first race of the stream. Though I'm going to need it because these guys should be a lot better in theory. I was a bit soft on that exit, losing my time, losing money. Those penalties aren't going to be killer, but if they're right on top of you, then you're probably going to lose that place. The first race I got a 1 second penalty for track limits, and I somehow managed to defend it, even though the car was only about half a second back. That's because it's on a really short straightaway here. Goes right into the braking zone. I was able to hold the inside. Just completely chopped me off there, man. I'm trying to establish position. I get it. You do you, but still. Making things a little bit more difficult for everybody. Ooh! Ooh! Scoop-a-doop. Oop, scoop-a-doop. That's all I can say. That's all I can say to that. We're up to P5. Seems like this is a very atrocious race. I will say that. And one more slipstream is not insignificant. Because sometimes just by being there, you can come up. Just by being in the hunt. Getting a lot better at that corner. Oh, they're wide as hell. That might just be their line through there, and I understand it. I can respect it. But that's going to give me an opportunity to get inside of them. Oh, that came out wrong. Okay, and that's us about halfway through the race. Still holding tough. And second place has a penalty. I don't think it's going to mean anything for us back here, but that could change the dynamic of the race quite a bit. As that GT by Citroen's trying to make a move here. Up the inside. Put down a 110 ourselves. And they hit. Stay in the equation. Just stay in the equation. That's all you need to do. Oh, it's getting tricky. Yeah, not enough headway to get around there. It's worth a try. Worth a try, but not enough headway. And I might need every little bit of space just to make sure I'm running my highest potential pace to even stay with these guys. So I think if I start checking up on them, that might be the end of it. Okay, yeah, stay there. I would stay there if I were you. All I want is a mistake from you. Slowing myself down a little bit, but I just want a mistake from him. I got a probe. Make him nervous. Made him nervous. I think a podium might be out of the cards, but we're still here. The race is still going. But they taught me something about how good that wide line can be if you think you can maintain position. I'm sure they probably science it out in such a way that they can take that flat. I have not. And I am at peace with that. Another P4 here. Good race. We had to make our inroads with that one, so no one was going to hand it to us. But I'm happy. Fitzy, your name came up a lot because of those killer lap times you're posting earlier today. How are you doing? How's your Tuesday going so far? Or I guess Tuesday night? Wednesday morning? Question mark? I don't know. All right. So we got the same result this time, but we gained some rating because we're in a stronger lobby. We had a much better race where we really stayed in the hunt altogether. So, happy for it. It's definitely like it's a close quarters brawl here. You really have to keep your head on a swivel if you want to get anything done. Because if you're not paying attention, someone will just take away your ability to make the corner. Red Bull Ring just dropped on ACC for PS5, so I've been getting up to speed on that. Don't say up to speed-ish. Come on, we see you, we know how good you are. Need I remind you of these times, these hands? Got the pace like you need it, like no one's business. So, but yeah, that is good. I'm excited. I'm actually going to get back on ACC tonight myself. One of my buddies who I used to do rental karting with recently got set up. So a lot of them are on PC, and so I'm like trying to transition over and in between. The ultimate goal is I'm going to get a new PC and be able to actually properly stream a lot of that stuff too. Though I don't want to leave the GT stuff behind. I want to continue to stream this because it's still just a lot of fun all day long. How's it going, Choked? Regrets in chat, I like that. How's your Tuesday going so far? We're just getting our started off with a few daily races, though. I think that we're going to be giving this one more shot here at Grand Valley since it's a nice close quarters fight. Try our luck one more time. But outside of that, we're feeling pretty good. This one's tricky, though. This one is tricky for me. Let's see. You can do both. Tijni does. Iri's does. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I actually might have gotten a really cool job opportunity that relates to sim racing finally. I've been thinking about it for probably the better part of a year now, and I've been starting to plug away and try and make some stuff happen in the background. And I think that finally may have materialized into something. So, that's cool. We shall see. So what's up, Coolmaker229, 22299. Sorry, the chat's a little bit small on my phone. You keep seeing me pull it up, pull it down, pull it up, pull it down. That's just because that's where my chat is right now, so I can see everything going on, as opposed to just having one singular application. But yeah. Can I tell, or do we have to wait and see? I mean, I can talk about it, but like I don't have the job yet, so I'm still in the interviewing phase. Thank you so much for the follow, Coolmaker. I appreciate you. Hope that you enjoy everything we have to offer on the stream, and you can also check everything out on YouTube if you're over there, Twitch if you are more inclined that way, and we are even on Facebook. Though I will say the Facebook is a bit decrepit, but hey, it's here. It exists in space. Planning to get Gran Turismo 7 for the PS4 soon? That's a good idea. That's a good idea. GT7's always been a really good place, just regardless of whatever you're planning to do. I think GT7 has a lot to offer, but you have to also know what you're getting into as well. Because like I'm mainly doing a lot of the rank stuff just online because that's kind of how I fell in with GT Sport, the game that came before this. And so now it's just kind of second nature. But I'll say that there is some good stuff in the campaign and even the single player. More so the single player than the campaign. So get stuck into it. Do the missions, do the, what's it called? Do the single player campaign. The menu book system kind of sucks, but I mean everything else I'd say is there's a lot for you if you're willing to look for it. And I'm going to try and do more endurance racing streams on here as well. Probably won't be doing anything else this week, unfortunately. I think that this week is going to be pretty tight for me. I have a lot of crap to get together, and I have stuff to build after that. But like I was saying to Fitzy earlier, possible sim racing gig opportunity where I might be working with a simulator center in NorCal that's basically going to be providing a lot of sim experiences akin to what I was doing with Base 51, except I'll be in a bit more of a, how would I put it? A bit of a different role. Because Base 51, I was just kind of there, like, I got to know all the people pretty well, and I started to do, like, some light promotion for them to the point where you would see some of their stuff on my cars, and I would just, like, include them in some of my posts and whatnot. So that was really just like a mild affiliation, whereas with this I'll be a little bit more tied in if everything goes to plan, and I'll be like learning a lot more about the ins and outs of their simulator systems and all of that good stuff, and maybe even getting to stream on some of their rigs too. So I won't say anything too early, but I will say that they have much better equipment than I do. And I'm really excited about the possibility of being able to use their stuff to host and to stream, depending on what the parameters look like. But I think that'd be a good way for us to also do some marketing opportunities together too. And also be running events and stuff for them too, potentially. Or at least that's what the position outlined. Perfect. All right. So it seems like we're able to get into the 10s a lot more reliably now, but the low 10s is sort of my block at the moment. Shoot. I lost so much time there. It's a shame, because I actually did have a pretty solid first sector. And that would have been my last chance to do it. You have a theory on improving times? I'm all ears. Because I'm not a huge fan of the backseat driving with all that, but you've very seldom steered me wrong. To the point where you are like you're a crew chief. You're honorary crew chief. So I want to hear it. If it has something to do with turn 2, then I think I might understand where you're coming from already. which ironically is how I got my best time. "99% of the time loss is down to going too fast." Yeah, that makes sense, especially with the. I was commenting on the cars being on the hard tires earlier. It seemed like they are really, really struggling for grip. So I think that I could definitely try to dial it back a little bit and also just get it that much quicker. I will say that the balance of the car is there. The balance of the car is absolutely there. I guess I might have to get this time a little bit better because 109 seemed to be the order of the day. Time loss is down to going too fast. So yeah, I think especially here that's the case. There's just too much trying to push it. Not enough trying to actually work with it. And I think also if my trail braking was that little bit better, if I could just bounce it right there on the edge and brake a little deeper too, not further into the corner, not later, but further into the corner. I mean, that would probably pay off quite a bit. This one I'm honestly not expecting to even gain driver rating. I think that's a bit of a wishful thought. If we can get a top 5 even, that would be huge. Just because I think that with the times, with where everyone's at, unless they're fighting or unless penalties are happening all around us, that's not going to be a given. It is not going to be a given. So Panorama, your first 5 laps are all in the 203s. Slowed down into every turn, your time just dropped like a stone. I believe it. I believe it. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast type of thinking. Ideology. I've been learning a lot from a lot of my racing colleagues this week, so I'm really happy to just like continue to get to think about it and learn and explore, and then realize that there's still so much for me to learn too. So I love that. Meanwhile, we'll get stuck in for the last race. 6 more laps, 15 more cars, 1 more Grand Valley. Go ahead and toss it over to the next streamer. If you guys have anyone on Twitch you would like to raid, or you know is streaming, you know is a good person, go ahead and throw it down in the chat. I'll always go ahead and give them a quick shout. Am I going to go for the inside? Maybe. You're getting skatey. It's getting ugly. Yep. This is the fight that we're worrying about. Like, also, like, I understand why P8 gave me that little tap there, if that was intentional. Maybe it wasn't. I understand the reasoning behind it. However, that was completely unsubstantiated. I had nowhere to go when they got taken out by that P7. Nowhere to go. Couldn't do it. Not saying they were right. Just saying I understand. Yep, screwed myself up there. Happens. You can't all be winners. Just claw back what we can now. So I guarantee it's still going to be a pretty atrocious race. try and save some DR. We are now in damage control mode. Not sure what the hell happened there. Lag bump, I guess. Glad we had time to gather it up, at least. Glad we had time to gather it up. I have rear damage, but least of my worries right now. We are back to where we started, effectively, too, so could be worse. Can't really pass here. Thought they were gonna come right back and hit me. They probably are none too pleased with me. Kind of put them in a hole like that. But we'll take the position. Hopefully they don't draft us right back. And we all thought twice about it. Way to shut it down. I respect it. Yeah, I don't know if I can get there. I really don't think it's about that either. Oh, shit. I'll give him that back. Okay, yeah, you suck too. Cool, thanks. I will make sure to apologize to that guy after the race, though. Well, wasn't great, but we didn't finish too far off of where we started. It's really, really, really a crapshoot, though, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, I definitely squeezed super hard, though, on that one. I think I did make a clean pass there, but I left no room, so I'm still going to apologize either way. Yeah, that one was frustrating, but I'll just take it in stride, because I mean that's all you can do, and I've seen it happen to plenty of other people here. As long as we're still A+, that will be helpful. Deck is kind of stacked against you in some of those instances. And we're still in it. So, with that said, we're going to go ahead and pop on out of here and see who we can go ahead and raid over on the Twitch side of things. For those of you on YouTube or Facebook, just go ahead and it's not fetching my followed channels. Oh well. Let me go ahead and check things out. But we'll be going ahead and ending the stream really quick. But you can put 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the chat if you're on YouTube or Facebook. And we'll try and hold to that for the next stream to go ahead and run that. So okay, so we see Rush is on. We have Rush and we have Kuro Fox. I think we will go with Rush. Let me go ahead and look up his channel. But thank you guys so much for a great stream. It's been an education. I had a lot of fun doing Race B, and I only intended to do Race B from jump. But as it turns out, we had a really good time getting a shot at Mount Panorama again. I wasn't a huge fan, but it worked out well for us, and I think that Race B is an education too. So, you guys take care, race fair. I'll see you next time, and peace to all of you. Raid complete over there. And to all of you guys on YouTube and Facebook, thank you so much again. I really do appreciate you. Let me go ahead and pop over to link. And we will go ahead and close this out. So we'll see you next time, probably next week, there or thereabouts. We'll see if it's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Not certain yet, still a lot up in the air, but I'll try and post some stuff on the socials as soon as it's ready.